Hair seems simple because we see it every day. We cut it, wash it, style it, and complain when it does not look right. But hair is actually more interesting than it looks. Each strand of hair is made from dead cells packed with a tough protein called keratin. The visible part of the hair is not alive, but the root underneath the skin is very active. That root is where hair growth begins. Today's episode looks at three main questions: what hair is made of, how it grows, and why hair can only grow so long before it stops. I'm Mia, and on Biology Briefly, we explore interesting scientific questions, explain biological processes, and challenge what we think we know through curiosity. The main material in hair is keratin, a strong protein also found in nails and the outer layer of skin. Keratin gives hair its strength and structure. That is why hair can bend, stretch a little, and resist breaking better than you might expect. A strand of hair has different layers. The outer layer is called the cuticle. It is made of tiny overlapping cells, almost like shingles on a roof. The cuticle protects the inside of the hair strand. Under the cuticle is the cortex, which makes up most of the hair. The cortex contains keratin fibers and pigment. This pigment is called melanin, and it gives hair its color. More melanin usually means darker hair. Less melanin means lighter hair. As people age, the cells that produce melanin slow down, which is why hair can turn gray or white. Some thicker hairs also have a central layer called the medulla, but not all hair has one. The important thing to understand is that the hair you see above your scalp is not living tissue. That is why cutting your hair does not hurt. The living part is below the skin, inside a small structure called the hair follicle. Hair grows from tiny pockets in the skin called hair follicles. At the bottom of each follicle is the hair bulb, where new hair cells are made. This is where the living part of hair growth happens. Blood vessels bring oxygen and nutrients to the follicle. Cells in the hair bulb divide quickly. As new cells form, older cells get pushed upward. As they move up, they fill with keratin, harden, and eventually die. Those dead keratin-filled cells become the hair shaft that grows out of the skin. So when we say hair grows, what is really happening is that new cells are being produced at the root, and they push the older hair cells outward. Hair growth also happens in a cycle. The first stage is the anagen phase, which is the active growth phase. This is when the hair keeps getting longer. The second stage is the catagen phase, a short transition period when growth slows down. The third stage is the telogen phase, when the hair rests. After that, the hair eventually sheds and the follicle can begin growing a new strand. This is why losing some hair every day is normal. Hair is constantly cycling through growth, rest, shedding, and replacement. A common myth is that hair just keeps growing forever if you never cut it. But hair has a natural limit. The maximum length of your hair depends mostly on how long each strand stays in the anagen phase, or active growth phase. Scalp hair usually grows about ½ an inch per month, or about 6 inches per year. But not everyone's hair stays in the growth phase for the same amount of time. For some people, the anagen phase may last only a couple of years. For others, it can last much longer. If someone's hair grows for 2 years before shedding, their maximum length will be much shorter than someone whose hair grows for 5 years before shedding. This is also why eyelashes and eyebrows do not grow as long as scalp hair. They have much shorter growth phases. An eyelash does not keep growing for years, so it stays short. So maximum hair length is not really about whether you cut your hair. Cutting hair does not change the follicle or reset the cycle. It only removes part of the dead hair shaft. Your true maximum length is mostly determined by genetics, hormones, health, age, and the length of the growth phase. In simple terms, hair length is like a timer. The follicle grows the hair for a certain amount of time, then stops, rests, sheds, and starts again. So what is hair made of? How does it grow? And how long can it get? Hair is made mostly of keratin, a strong protein that gives it structure and strength. Although the hair you see is made of dead cells, it is produced by living cells inside hair follicles beneath the skin. We also learned that hair grows through a cycle of growth, transition, rest, and shedding. And while it may seem like hair can grow forever, its maximum length is mostly determined by how long it stays in the active growth phase before that cycle resets. The next time you brush your hair or get a haircut, remember that each strand has been growing through its own cycle for years. In fact, a single hair on your head can remain in its growth phase for more than 7 years, making it one of the longest lasting structures your body continuously produces. Thanks for listening to Biology Briefly. Until next time, keep curious.